Back with the Ron and Fez show, talking about Roger Clemens, the Rocket, who has to get asked to leave a 10-year-old and under game where his kid was playing after he spit sunflower seeds on the ump.
Asked to leave, Fezzy, is you being very kind to the Rocket. He spit on the ump. Whether it was sunflower seeds or not, that's still spitting on somebody. And gets thrown out of the ballpark. And one of those deals, sometimes it works out, you can't even come back. Now, we've all had this happen on teams that we played for when we were a kid, or in Dubs' thing. His mom loved him so much, it was embarrassing. She came running out with a dust mop and hugged him for beating a girl in a fight.
I think she was hugging the dust mop.
All right, 866-277-4969. 866-277-4969. Matt, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, buddies.
Yeah.
A couple years ago, I umpired when I was 14 for a league that's 7 years old. It's rookies where they use pitching machines. And one game, his dad was up in the stands, who I didn't know he was there, but I was warned by my commissioner that he's not allowed to even be on the complex because of bad divorce between him and the wife.
Oh, yeah, that's always a problem.
Well, it's last inning, his son's up to bat. And in this league, you can have two pass balls before you can call balls and strikes. First two go by, and I start calling strikes after that. Well, kid gets to his second strike, he swings, and I hear his dad screaming at him, "Paul, you can't do that. You know how to swing." And, he was out, so I had to call him out. The dad comes rushing down to the bleachers, to the dugout, grabs the kid, and starts yelling at him in his face, "How can you embarrass me like this?"
Unbelievable.
In front of all these people. Then I had to go run interference because I didn't see the guy there at first. And then when I figured out I had to go run interference and tell Paul to go to the dugout and go to his coach, I had to kick the guy out of the field. He refused to leave, and I said, "You have to leave. I'm going to call the police because you're not even allowed to be near your kid. You've got to go."
Oh, yeah, and there you are at 14 years old. But the thing that will always let you know who's the dad who doesn't get the game is the guy who freaks out over a booted ground ball or a strikeout, because that is the game of baseball, even in the pros. Even in the pros, you're going to see them drop easy pop-ups. You're going to see people strike out. It's part of it. You never see them yelling at a guy on their team. You're never going to see the coach running out and screaming at the guy for striking out, because that is part of the game. It's part of the game for everybody but the crazy fathers who probably never played themselves, or if they did play, stunk and think, "I'm going to have my kid live my dreams for me." Here's Tom. Tom, you're on the Ron and Fez show.
Hey, guys.
Hey, buddy.
This happened to me back in 80. I was 11, and what happened was it was a preliminary game to the one of the championships to get into the Little League World Series.
Right.
And it was on closed circuit. This wasn't my father, it was my uncle. I was number 2 pitcher on the team, but the coach decided to have the same pitcher that won the game before pitch again. My uncle got livid. And I didn't notice, but he had bet on the game because I was pitching.
Oh, jeez.
And it turned out he had about 9 or 10 parents involved with this, and they had some sort of ring together, and they didn't even put him on the field. They got him down on close, down on the out of the field, because we had on closed circuit because of the type of venue it was.
Right.
And it turns out the police came afterwards and arrested him.
Yeah, I mean, these parents get absolutely crazy. Here's Peter. Peter, you're on the Ron and Fez show. How you doing, buddy?
Hey, good, guys. When I was in 3rd or 4th grade, I had just joined a Little League baseball team, and my father decided to volunteer to come help at practice. And sure enough, he gets up to bat and starts hitting practice balls. The very first ball he hit was a line drive that hit the shortstop right in the nose, broke his nose, bleeding all over the place, and needless to say, my dad was never invited back.
Yeah, that is another thing. I've seen coaches do that, who are just showing how good they can hit rather than warm the kids up. And why would you hit a shot that this kid's not going to be able to see for another 15 years anyway at the level that he's playing?
That'll show him.
Here's Jeff. Jeff, you're on the Ron and Fez show.
How you doing, buddy?
Cool, my man.
I coached football, youth football, for about 8 or 9 years.
Right.
And I had a group of kids, 8, 10-year-olds, and I had a 10-year-old quarterback, and the entire season from center to quarterback to running back never fumbled one snap. Well, the next year they moved up to the next level. We were trying to make our team better. We brought in the second-string quarterback, and we've given the second-string quarterback reps during the preseason against the scrimmage team, and the father for the first-string quarterback came and pulled his kid off the field and never brought him back because he felt threatened that we were going to give the other kid the starting job over him.
Just ridiculous how they somehow feel that their kids are going to the pros. I coached Little League, had this really good little catcher that played for me. This is a 10-year-old team, too. At the end of the season, the parents give me a picture of their kid with me and saying, when he makes the pros, I want you to be able to have this. They were totally serious. And I'm like, what are the odds that this kid is going to make the pro? Yeah, he's okay. He's not even the best player on our team. Why are you putting extra pressure on this kid now to suddenly go somewhere? Now, I actually said all this to him. I go, what are you, nuts? Are you out of your mind?
They wanted you to be around to do the induction speech when he goes in the Hall of Fame.
You know what? I'll take Asset with you, but let's leave the kid out of it. That's the weird thing. You're living a fantasy life.
Do you still have the picture of the kid?
No. Oh. I'm not giving it to you if I did. Remember your problems. Roy, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, Ron and Fez, buddy.
Hey, buddy.
Back in 1972, I was playing Pee Wee ball for Fairfax City. And we had a playoff game. And the only game my dad came to, he showed up with a station wagon full of his buddies and had a tailgate party, like 8 of them drunk out on the field. And then I got KO'd, and he got into a fight with the opposing coach about me getting KO'd out on the field. So it was pretty embarrassing back then.
Now, was it a fist fight or just screaming match?
No. Yeah, I'm talking 1972. This was fist. That was the dirt rolling. They stopped the game, and they actually kicked our whole team off the field for like 15 minutes.
Unbelievable. I think anyone who has played on a team knows that there is at least one parent who's absolutely nuts who follows that team and will embarrass you. The only good thing is that the other team will have that stupid parent, and they'll be embarrassed as well. Hey, Chad. Chad, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, buddies.
Yeah.
Hey, love the show. Hey, I always hate it when you get some guy's dad volunteering, and he's telling you how to field a ground ball, and he's hitting your ground balls, and then he takes the glove and he tries to show you how to do it, and he absolutely is stink on ice.
Yeah, there's plenty of guys, which doesn't necessarily mean that you can't be a good coach by not being able to play the game. All you really got to do is make sure you fill out the lineup correctly, make sure everybody plays, make sure the team has fun, and then take them out for pizza every once in a while. That's a good coach. That's all you're really looking for when you're a little kid. You certainly don't need to learn the game of baseball from somebody's dad because, again, you're not going to the pros. So why worry about it? At most, you want to be able to be somebody who knows how to watch a baseball game one time because that's all you're going to get out of it. Here is Wayne. Wayne, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, what's up, fellas? Hey. I hate to say it, I'm one of those parents, man. Yeah. I took my kid out of the baseball league. He pretty much sucked. You know, he played baseball. This was like 5 years ago. He couldn't hit a lick, and the coach used to make him ride the bench the whole game. So I used to tell the coach, hey, man, look, you going to put my kid in? He was like, well, maybe later. So one game he didn't put him in, and the next game he got, like, to the end of the game, I just took my kid out of the league altogether. You know, because I felt as though the kid, he's just there to have fun. Like you said, and go off a pizza every once in a while.
Right.
He didn't even let him play, man. You know, I was like, well...
I think in Little League, aren't they guaranteed one inning? You would know this better than me, Fez. That was your positioning team.
Yeah, every kid has to play. I rotate the children.
No, man.
You got to play one inning and get one bat. Isn't that the way it works out?
Yep, everyone has to participate in the game.
But Wayne...
In the city, it don't work that way.
Yeah, well, maybe... But how did your kid feel about it?
He didn't really give a damn, man.
See, then you should just let him play. Some kids,
right?
Yeah, but some kids just like to get the uniform and the participation trophy, at the end of the year.
That was me.
And there's always that kid that'll learn how to keep score properly. And all of a sudden, he's able to figure out averages. Here is John. John, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, guys.
Yeah.
2 years ago, my brother and I coached Little League football, and because of this incident, him and I quit. Our quarterback, who was decent at best, but he was 10 years old, really nothing to expect from him. He's just learning how to play.
Right.
His dad, who, at a drop of a hat, will be glad to tell you that he took his high school team to regional championship in 1976.
Right.
And he'll throw that in your face. Well, one game, his son drops back for a pass, and the kid misses it. Well, the dad would always bring a football to the game with him and pump fake every time the kid would throw, like he's in the game with them.
Unbelievable.
The kid missed the ball. He dropped it. The dad was so irate that he had messed up his son's stats that he launched this football at the receiver and hit him in the stomach.
Unbelievable. So what ended up happening?
Well, there was the kid who played left guard on the offensive line. His dad was a police officer, and he was off duty at the time, but off-duty cops still walk around with their handcuffs and stuff.
Right.
Or at least this guy didn't. He arrested him. He took him right away. Yeah,
I mean, that's really assaulting somebody else's kid. You can't get away with that. 866-277-4969. 866-277-4969. As bad as the Little League parents can be. And before I was a coach, you end up having to watch this tape of basically, it's like home videos of riots breaking out at sporting events, fathers hitting umpires, fathers hitting coaches, fathers yanking their kids literally up by their hair. People go nuts at these games. But I think even worse than Little League Baseball is the football, the midget football. And that's why soccer has gotten bigger, because the football parents are just too damn crazy.
We had a coach on our team like that, the 8-year-old, the intramural football, and he coached our team, but his kid was on another team. I don't know if it was set up that way. But when we played that other team, he was yelling at both sides. He's yelling at his kid on another team.
And at 8, who needs to be yelled at 8? Football is a complicated game. You don't pick it up at 8. You just really try to get used to wearing a jock is all you're really going to know at 8 years old. Here's John. John, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, how you guys doing?
Cool, buddy.
I hear all your horror stories. I've been a professional swim coach for the past 30 years. And, I played sports in junior high school. I was lucky. My parents were truly those types that applaud the effort, and everything else was just great.
All you got to be is cool. That's all you have to be.
My dad played for Woody Hayes at Ohio State, and he was an All-America, and he couldn't, as long as I followed what my coaches said and, kept my grades up, I was golden.
Yeah.
Just the fact that I was playing, I had no idea until I got into college that he had and was playing sports there, that he had the success he did. It was never, never brought up, wasn't trumpeted, wasn't beat into my head. But that one guy that was just talking that said that he jerked his kid off, he needs to find a league, and he should do a better job investigating what kind of a league he's putting his kid in, and get him in one that's a teaching league that's going to be on a team that's going to teach the kid the fundamentals. They don't care about the score.
If you for any kind of real coaching, when you're coaching kids, the coaching really takes place at the practice level. That's where you teach a kid how to play the game. Yep. At the game, whatever happens, happens. That's what you're going to deal with. But you can't be out there yelling, moving kids around. At that point, they're just playing. Yep. Then, if you actually learn how to teach the kids during the practice sessions, it's that easy. Thanks a lot, John. 866-277-4969. 866-277-4969. The weird thing that these parents don't get out of it, or bad coaches, is that you end up remembering this stuff for the rest of your life. You remember a bad coach on your deathbed, what this son of a bitch put you through. You never forget him. Hey, Scott. Scott, you're on the Ron and Fez show.
Hey, guys. How you doing?
Cool, buddy.
Back in 1972, I was playing 10-year-old football for the Beltway League here in Northern Virginia. And we were playing a team from Maryland, and it was a practice game. It was a scrimmage. And coach was, 6'5". The other team was like 6'5", big brother. And one of the kids made a bad play. I don't even know what happened. But next thing I know, he's got this kid by the face mask, and he's, like, jerking him around the field, like, jerked him over to his spot, you know, telling him what to do. My father, who is 5'5" on a good day and a buck and change, jumped over the fence, ran out after the coach, and told him to let that kid go, and said, "You're done as a coach." And he wrote a letter to the league, and the Beltway League banished him forever. He never coached again.
Yeah, I mean, because now they have to be careful. The leagues have to be careful because the whole league could be sued. And they try to train the umpires properly. But a lot of times it's just young guys getting $25 a game. But these things, what used to happen to us when we were kids, like when I played football, we would get kicked or grabbed by the face mask. In today's age, that now becomes assault charges.
Probably if you're even pulling on that mouth guard, that mouthpiece, to see if the kid's got it in there tight.
Well, the kid should have a mouthpiece in, though, Fez. Here's Matt. Matt, you're on Fez.
How you guys doing?
The kids shouldn't have to wear mouthpieces. Just let them get out there and get their teeth shattered. How you doing, Matty?
Good. How you guys doing?
Cool.
Here's a story. I'm umpiring a baseball game this summer. This team is winning 17-1. When the kid's up, hits the ball into the gap. The team they're playing are the Little Sisters of the Poor. Kid comes around second base, overthrow. The coach is waving the kid in, tries to get him to score from second.
Yeah.
The catcher catches the ball, drops it. The ball's rolling down the first baseline. Just put my arm up and say, he's out. Coach comes over, starts to grill me why this kid's out, and I said, for trying to stretch a double into a home run with a 17-run lead. And this guy looked at me stupefied, couldn't figure it out.
You know what? You came up with a good point there. You're supposed to be teaching the kids. And then the third base coach has just got the windmill going the whole game, forcing throws. And that doesn't happen on any level. What you're basically trying to do is pinpoint the kids that can't throw well. And you're not really teaching the game at that point. Here is Chris. Chris, you're on the Ron and Fez show.
Buddy.
Yeah, buddy.
I was a Little League coach for about 3 years, and it's so hard not to get involved with the parents because the parents are the ones that, I mean, it's amazing. I had this one kid who played he wasn't very good. Put him in left field. You know, he participated,
right.
Showed up, and his father would stand on the left field side fence and yell at him. And it got so bad that I got in his face one day and I got ejected. But, I mean,
fighting with your own parent, huh?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. But you know what? I mean, you're right. When you're coaching right away, you have to say to the parents, we're going to be the cool team. We're going to be the team that has fun. This is the way our team runs this year. Next year, if you're the screaming parent, you act like a jerk maybe with that coach. But you just can't hang out. You can't let them ruin the kid's season. And as far as some kids not being able to play, every team has at least two. Every team you've ever played on has two kids that shouldn't even be on the team. So you don't have to worry they're going to ruin it for you because they match up against the other two kids on the other team that you're playing that day.
When I sponsored my T-ball team, Fez Whatley's Cubbies, even on that level, 4 years old, the parents would still go nuts. We had a dad that got kicked out for throwing a lawn chair on the field.
And the kids are 4.
Yeah, they're 4 at the youngest. And that dad got told to leave the field. Then you see him all menacingly over at the edge of the parking lot, just with his hands up on the fence, the entrance to the place, and he's still looking in, like he's not at the field, he's out here.
Yeah, you always see that father who will go sit in his truck across the street.
And they had to call the cops on him.
Yeah, because they're psychos. They're crazy. They're out of their mind. And now the Rocket is one of them. Roger Clemens got kicked out of his kid's Little League game for spitting on one of the umpires.
It's all so bad altogether. The fact that he's making a scene, he's spitting sunflower seeds, he's getting ejected.
The only beauty of it is he is definitely a future Hall of Famer. And you'll be able to tell that story someday. Hey, this game we were at, Roger Clemens came out and spit all over the ump. It was unbelievable.
I'd be collecting the seeds as souvenirs.
Here's Ray. Ray, you're on Ron and Fez.
Yeah. As a child in Little League, I was told by one of the parents how bad I was. I knew how bad I was. And we had a makeup game, which we lost the second time. And I was telling my teammate that, we still should have won that game. And his mom looks at me and goes, "Oh, shut up. You can't hit." And I was crushed. I was ready to quit right then and there. And if my mom hadn't supported me, I would have.
Yeah.
And then when I was
a parent. The ump didn't show up one day. So thought I'd be a nice guy, let the kids play.
Right.
So I volunteered to ump. What a mistake. I was calling balls and strikes exactly the way I saw them. I was being as honest as I could. Right. I really didn't care who won. But the parents on the other team, oh, my God, you would have thought that someone had paid me for the game.
That's the beauty of it. They'll do this when they don't have a regular umpire. They'll walk around the stands. Will you ump? Will you ump? Will you ump? And most of the guys are saying, no, I don't want to do it. No, I don't want to do it. Finally, guys say, yeah. And everybody will start yelling at that guy like somehow he's supposed to be a professional ump.
Oh, exactly. Oh, we know how this game's going to end up. Oh, geez. Right. When I was a Little League coach, I made a speech in front of the kids, and I made sure all the parents heard it. I said, I don't care how many, if we win any. I don't care if we win or lose. You guys are here to have fun and learn to play baseball. And if anyone is here because they only want to win, I'll give them their money back.
All right, thank you very much, my friend. There's not much more you're going to get out of it. Normally, when you look back, you can't remember what year you finished third, what year you finished second. Yeah, of course, you never forget the championships. No one's going to forget Linwood Sunoco. But other than that, you really don't remember all those things. But you can remember all the little incidents. The memory is a funny thing. And this would I would love to have somebody on to know this, that teach us about this. Why you remember certain things and not other things. And mainly when you're a little kid, you can either remember being embarrassed or something horrible happened or something terrific happened. But the regular days, they just seem to fade out of your brain.
It's like the embarrassing moments actually take up more brain space.
Well, I mean,
they're bigger pictures.
For some reason, we hold on to them more than yes, I had a pleasant day. Not much happened. That day, you can't remember at all. Something that happened a little bit bad, you hold on to forever. Here's Chris. Chris, you're on the Ron and Fez show. How you doing, buddy?
All right. I played baseball when I was 14 years old, this league that I was in. This dad got ejected. I don't remember why he got ejected, but I remember what he did afterwards. He was sent to his truck, just in the parking lot. He was allowed to do that. And then I was playing right field, and it backed up to the parking lot. And when I was turned around in between innings and everything, I looked, and I saw the guy sitting there on the top of his truck with a pair of binoculars. And he had an intercom system in his truck so he can use a mic and talk, screaming at the top of his lungs through his intercom system until the police came.
It's so funny. What are they, psychotic? Are they out of their minds?
He's got a whole backup system ready in case he is ejected. He knows it's coming.
Here's Greg. Greg, you're on Ron and Fez.
Yes, Ron Fez, it's nice to talk to you, the first-time caller. But what I want to say is, make it real quick, is as a coach, sometimes we have to teach how to win and how to lose. Right. And I don't think the parents understand the losing aspect of the whole thing.
Yeah, losing is part of the game. If you play for the New York Yankees, you're going to lose 60 sometimes a year and still go on and win the World Series. So you cannot be crushed by losing. You can't teach kids when you lose, it's an awful, terrible thing. Because that's not the game of baseball. You got to learn how to lose and be okay with it. It happens.
Me, I just wanted that free soda at the end of the game and that trophy at the end of the season.
Somebody should have just gave you that and let you stay at your house.
Then the scary part is when we had to meet our sponsor, Old Cuz.
You know what? There's always a kid like Fez on the team who keeps asking about the hot dog. You think we're getting hot dogs? Fez, it's only the third inning. Let's worry about that a little later on.
Well, you see everyone else in line over the concession stand. You wonder if there's a limited supply.
Here's Aaron. You're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, guys. How you doing?
Hey, how are you, buddy?
Go ahead, Aaron.
Hello?
Yeah, can you hear us, buddy?
Hey, sorry about that. When I was in high school, we were playing our rival team, and we were winning by about 2 goals. And all through the game, the opposing coach kept calling me names as I ran by the sideline.
What kind of names was it? What was it, soccer?
Oh, it was soccer, yeah. And so
what was he calling you?
Basically, get this little bitch and,
Because you were a small kid?
No, I was just running circles around his clown. So
okay.
He didn't like it. So finally dropped the F-bomb and a couple other things. Well, one time down the sidelines, he used a racial slur. So the next time down the sidelines, the guy's standing about, let's say, 4 yards from the sideline.
Uh-huh.
When I got to him, I turned and I unloaded the ball, hit him straight in the gut, and dropped him to his knees.
All right, thank you very much. So there it is, Fuzzy. There's a guy who beat the system, whether you believe him or not.
The thing that annoyed me, not about the parents, but the
wrestling girls, is that what annoyed you?
No, on the football team, we had like a couple of kids who really stunk.
Right.
But whenever we got them into the game, they'd always get injured that first play.
Yeah, right.
So they had to come off.
Isn't that always... That's the hysterical stuff that you never forget. That there's kids that go out for that team, the football team, that in no way want to play. They want to be on the sidelines, wearing the helmet, wearing the shoulder pads, getting the ride on the bus, and you go, do you want to go in? Nope. No, not today. Not with this bum knee, I don't want to go in. Or you have a kid like Fez, or as they used to call you in your neighborhood, Radio, who just wanted to be around it.
They did not call me Radio.
I thought that was your nickname.
That was a different kid.
Here's Danielle. Danielle, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, guys. I was assistant coach for my son's basketball team, only so I didn't have to pay the registration fee.
Excuse me. Well, hold on. You're assistant coach?
Yeah, I was
I'm sorry.
coach.
Something must be wrong here. You sound like a woman.
I am a woman.
Coach,
and actually,
woman.
that's how funny my story is. We ended up I just only coached so I wouldn't have to pay the registration fee because I couldn't afford the $100.
Classy.
So we ended up going 10-1. Well, the team that we lost to was the commissioner's team. So when the playoffs came, you're seeded first, second, or third.
Right.
Even though we had a better record than he did, he still put his team in first. As they were ranked number 1 in the playoffs, and they ended up beating us by 3 points. And it just really sucks because at the end of the game, since they don't have a shot clock and 11-year-old basketball, they just had to keep away. So they ended up winning, beating us in the championship. But it sucked.
It sucked.
But
I still think you sound like a woman. All right, thank you very much.
Just a high-pitched man.
Yeah, sounds like a woman to me. And then she said she was a coach. Not of a softball team, though.
No, boys sports is what she said.
Well, it's a new age. It's a new age we live in, Fez. And they worry about gay marriage. I'm for gay marriage before I'm letting the women coach teams.
Or boys wrestle girls.
Boys versus girls. You're on that Hawaiian reality show that all the kids seem to love. All right, 866-277-4969. Come out and meet Fez and me and J-Dubs and the whole gang. Crazy Jen's going to be with us in just a couple of weeks, Fez.
That's right. It's at Dave & Buster's. It's a week from this coming Thursday. That's August 12th. We're going to broadcast live in Bethesda at the White Flint Mall.
Going to be a lot of fun. Make sure you get out there. Dave & Buster's. In what mall?
The White Flint Mall.
The White Flint Mall. Going to be a lot of fun that night. We'll take a break here. Back in just a few moments. It's the Ron and Fez Show.